and welcome to Matt's Musings. Today we finished looking at Slow Church, and we are going to go right ahead to the very conclusion of the book. Before we do, I wanted to read a verse, and this is coming from the book of Colossians. And so in the first chapter, Paul makes use of this hymn about Jesus, and he writes, Jesus is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the one who is first born from among the dead, so that Jesus might occupy the first place in everything, because all the fullness of God was pleased to live in Jesus. And God reconciled all things to God's self through Jesus. Whether things on earth or in the heavens, he brought peace through the blood of his cross. Wow. That's a lot to think about. This is the cosmic activity of Christ. That Christ was reconciling all things to God's self, because all the fullness of God was pleased to live in him. This is huge, huge work, godlike undertaking. And here in the conclusion of Slow Church, hope you got your copy, they touch on that in the second paragraph. It says, Slow Church reflects our own longing to experience the subversive, transforming power of God within the day-to-day life of our churches and neighborhoods. The adjectives subversive and transforming are intentional here, because we are withdrawing our allegiance to a McDonaldized religion that wants to keep the life of faith segmented to Sunday morning services. In a world where God is at work reconciling all creation, everything matters. Work, family, friends, place, rest, food, money, and above all, the body of Christ. Because the church is the interpretive community through which we make sense of all other facets of life. You see, the forces that are at work in the world want to pull us away from one another. They want to truncate and reduce things down to a single day. Put worship only on Sundays. Have your faith lived out only during these hours. But the work of God is so much bigger than that. It's the rest of the 6 days of the week. The whole week, God is at work in the world, in your neighborhood, in your home. And when we slow down, we begin to notice and see that God is doing something there, in your home, in your neighborhood, and in the world. I appreciate this poem that they have here towards the beginning. It's a poem by Liberty Hyde Bailey, and a conversation between a novice poet and a seasoned one. It says, the novice asks the master where he lives, imagining that it must be some amazing place to inspire the wondrous scenes portrayed in the master's poetry. But the novice is in for a surprise. In his own words, he took me by the hand and led me to my own hearthstone. We paused upon the wonted floor, and silence stood alone, till all the space was overpent with a magic wonderment, and I found the poet's store on the threshold of my door. In our rush, in our desire to have more and do more, we miss out on the beauty that is before us in our very own places, our own homes, the very thing of magic wonderment. So friends, I hope that through this book and through joining us for worship on Sundays and through the small groups you may participate in all other ways, may you discover the magic wonderment in your life. Thanks for joining me for Matt's Musings. I'll see you again.